Welcome. Thank you for joining me. Grey Board Gamer here with the continuation of my playthrough of Legends of Andor. And we are now into our second day. And here's our current situation. We have a lot of monsters that are headed towards the castle. We have two Skrulls that are within 2 moves. And several Gors out here with another Skrull there. Here, at least we have Prince Thorald that is available to help us for a few more turns on the narration scale there. And then we have Ayara here, who is accompanying this farmer to hopefully give us an additional shield as long as nothing happens before she gets there. The rune stones have appeared. We do have a lot of fog tokens that still need to be explored. We need to find that witch, and I'm hoping to use Chada with her telescope, and then she also has the falcon to help distribute any items that she finds amongst the remaining heroes. And also with the heroes, they all currently have 2 gold, so that's enough to buy something from the merchant. All of them have a current strength of 2, except for Crom, who was able to increase his strength 1 and is right now at 3. And we also have the Skrull Tower stronghold just across the bridge that's going to need to be taken care of after we're able to locate the witch, get the herb, and get the herb back to the castle. Then we'll assault that stronghold and hopefully accomplish all of that before the narration track makes it all the way to the last letter, letter N. And finally, we also have the event card that allows us to use 8 on the overtime track without the -2 to our willpower penalty that we would normally incur, and that occurs just on this day. And to start things off, we'll have Chada, whose token is in the rooster box inside the sunrise area, because she was the first hero to end her turn during the last day. She will be the first hero to go during this day, followed by Ayara, Crom, and then Thorne. First up is Chada, and I want to start getting these tokens revealed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move her 1 into the castle, and then with the second move her here to the adjacent space. And if I move him to the side a little bit, you'll be able to see that there is actually a border right there for the space where this Skrull is at. Which means I can use my telescope now that I'm going to end my move there to reveal both of those fog tokens and the rune stone. And we have a green one. And here, boy, we just got lucky. That is the witch. I don't know if I can bring that close without... Yeah, I can. So that's the witch token. So that's going to really help us out, considering that it's nice and close. And then this other one is a gold piece. If someone ends their turn on that spot, they can gain 1 gold. Chada moved twice, so that'll put her into hour 2. Next up we have Ayara, who is accompanying this farmer. So I definitely want to take the farmer with her, move the 2 into the castle, so I could turn that farmer over and now have 3 shields available there. And that was 2 moves for Ayara, putting her into hour 2. And next we'll have Crom. Crom is already in the space here with this Skrull, but I do not want to attack it because it has a strength of 6 and 6 willpower, so it'd be difficult for him to eliminate that Skrull on his own. So I'll spend 1 of his hours to use the move prince action to have the prince move up to 4, but he only had to move 2 spaces. That way we'll be ready in the next round. The next round that Crom takes to fight that Skrull. And that'll move us on to Thorne. Before moving on to Thorne, I'll move Crom's token to keep the time track correct. I'm going to move Thorne 1 space to prepare him to do battle with the Skald that's there. I'm not going to attack until I get some more support, which what I plan on doing is moving Chada to the adjacent space, of course, to pick up that runestone and reveal the witch, not reveal, but activate the witch, and that'll put her in an adjacent space, which means she would be eligible to help during a fight. I also picked up the token, so I will give 1 gold to Thorne. Thorne moved 1, and next we have Chada. Chada will also spend 1 hour to move to the adjacent space, pick up the runestone, and activate the witch token. Chada moved 1, and that would bring into play our witch card. Finally, there in the fog, one of the heroes discovers a witch named Rika. The hero standing on the witch's space activates the fog token and gets her magic potion for free. Place the witch on this space. We have the witch right here. Now the witch will remain on that space. And also Chada will get the witch's brew, which I will put on her character board. And the witch's brew, well, let me show you. It's a double-sided token also that allows you, when you use it the first time, then it's half full before you can use it one more time and then discard it. The witch's brew allows you to double the value of 1 die in battle, which of course is going to be really necessary to overcome the strength of 30 that is on the Skrull outpost or the Skrull tower. Let's continue. From now on, a hero standing on the same space as the witch can buy her brew. The price depends on the number of heroes. See the equipment board. Well, on the equipment board during a 4-player game, the witch's brew costs 5 gold. But the archer, which is Chada, can buy it for 1 less. In battle, the witch's brew doubles the value of the die and can be used twice. Rika knows where to find the medicinal herb to heal the king. 1 player rolls to determine the position of the medicinal herb. So we need to roll 1 die and find out if the herb is on space 37, 67, or 61. Once we do, we'll place a medicinal herb on the space determined by the roll and a gore on the same space. The gore must be defeated before the hero can collect the herb. The gore takes the herb with him when he moves at sunrise. Task. When the narrator reaches letter N on the legend track, the medicinal herb must be in space 0, which is the castle. Roll 1 die to find out where the herb's starting position will be, accompanied, or not accompanied, but carried by the gore. And I rolled a 3, which means that will be on space 67. Here is the token for the medicinal herb. And it's starting out on space 67, which is way over here in the mountains. And it will be accompanied by that gore. It's far away, but as the gore moves, it's going to move closer and closer to us. But depending on how things are going on the narration track, we may not have time to wait, so we may have to get over there and take the gore out and get it from him much quicker. Chada's actions are completed, which would move us on to Aara, who is in the castle. And I'm going to have her come over here and be ready to help with this scrawl, because Crom has a strength of 3 and he's going to get a bonus of 4 with the prince there. But these two only have a total of 4 strength. So I'm going to have her move 2 spaces to be on the same spot. That'll have her ready to help out, and that will take us from Aara's turn over to Crom. I'm going to have Crom enter into battle with the Skrull with the prince's help. Crom currently has a willpower of 7, which puts him into the second row on his player board, which allows him to roll 2 of his dice. And he only got a 3. Players do not add their dice together like the monsters do unless they have a helm equipped. So he only got a 3, and we're going to add on the strength of the prince, which would be 4 more for a total of 7, and then the 3 that Crom has for a total of 10. Next we need 2 dice for the Skrull, who also rolled a 4. What I mean by also is he has a strength of 6, which equals 10. So a lot of parrying, a lot of deflecting blows, but nobody landed any successful attacks. So I will spend another hour on the track for Crom to enter into another round of combat. Crom spent 1 to enter combat, and now I'm spending an additional 1, putting him on hour 3 to enter an additional round. If I'm unable to get a good roll here, I may have to consider disengaging, because maybe the Skrull's too difficult to handle with just myself and the prince. Well, we got a much better roll this time. He ended up with a 6. So 6 plus his strength of 3 gives him 9, plus the prince gives us 13. Now we'll see what the Skrull gets. And the Skrull got a 4 again. So we're making progress. So the Skrull has a total of has 6 plus 4 is 10 against our 13, so that'll take him down 3 health. So he's down to 3. So I'm going to spend another hour on the time track to do 1 more round. I moved Crom's token 1 more, now he's on 4. Need another good roll here. Ooh, that's not a good roll. So again, 3 plus 4 and 7, 3 more gives us a total of 10. Come on, we need a nice low roll this time. And we got a 3. The Skrull got a 3. 3 and his 6 gives him a 9, so he does take another wound to put him down to 2 health. So I'm going to spend another hour on the time track is spent. Now he is up to hour 5 on the time track. Hopefully we get a couple of good rolls. His Skrull's down to 2 health. He's not doing too good. The Skrull ended up with a 4, which is going to be another 10 to 10 standoff. I already have him down to 2 health, so I don't want to stop. We do get that extra round because we can go into the first overtime spot on hour 8 without penalty on our willpower. So I'm going to spend another round and move him up to 6. I can't keep getting lucky with the scroll rolling low. I need a good 5 or a 6 on one of these die. There's a 5, so that makes it a little bit better. 5 plus a prince is 9, plus mine gives me a 12. So hopefully he doesn't roll a 6. And he rolled a 5. Ugh. So once again, just another little wound. He ended up with an 11. We ended up with a 12. He's down to 1 health. So I'm going to spend another one. This may be foolish to keep fighting this way, but I've already done the damage. If I disengage, he gets all of his health back, and someone's going to have to start over again. So I'm going to keep on going with 1 health left and move the hour track to hour 7 for Crom. Hour 7. This is a long, exhausting battle with this scroll, and we got a 5. So 5 and our 4 from the prince will give us 9, plus my 3 makes us 12. The scroll goes and gets a 5. He has an 11, we have a 12. Finally, we've done enough damage to eliminate that scroll. Extremely difficult, long, drawn-out battle results in elimination of the scroll that was threatening the castle. The scroll's token, which is the first scroll we've eliminated, will be placed into spot 80, which will advance the narrator token to F. Here on the monster board you can see that the scroll gives us 4 gold or 4 willpower or a combination of, and Crom was the only character or hero involved in the fight, so he gets that full reward. And for Crom, I'm going to choose to give him an additional 2 gold, and I'm going to award him 2 willpower points to put him a little further away from just taking 1 wound and dropping him to the next track. So now he has 4 gold, 9 willpower, and he does have the wineskin, so he can still get a couple of moves in despite the fact that he used up almost all of his hours. He's on hour 7, but he does get that free hour 8 because of the event card. That ends Crom's player's turn. Now we're moving on to Thorne, our warrior, who is here with a scroll also. And this time we have the backing of Chada, Ayara, who also will fight alongside of Thorne. So I'm going to initiate the battle with Thorne and then have Chada and Ayara join in. Thorne initiates, and Chada and Ayara both join in the battle. Thorne initiated battle and has a current willpower of 7, which allows him to roll 3 dice. And too bad he doesn't have a helm. That would have been a nice 10, but we ended up with a 6. Chada, who has a current willpower of 7, who's joining in, can roll 4 dice, but again her dice get rolled 1 at a time. I'm stopping right there. I'm keeping that 6. And then Ayara has her 1 die that she can turn over if she needs to. Don't need to. That some really lucky rolling. But the scroll still gets a chance to defend itself and roll its 2 dice. And it rolled pretty good too. It ended up with a 5. Now we got the math. We can see that we rolled a total of 18 there. Each of the characters, Thorne, Chada, and Ayara, all have a strength of 2 apiece, so we're going to add another 6 on for a total of 24. 5 plus the strength of 6 for the scroll gives hit a total of an 11, which is a difference of, luckily, 13. A nice lucky 13, which means we really easily eliminated the scroll. The threat of this scroll is no more. The scroll has been eliminated, advancing our narrator token to G, which will activate our next card. Card G has been activated. Prince Thorne joins up with the scouting patrol with the intention of leaving for just a few days, but he is not to be seen again for quite a long time. Prince Thorne is removed from the game. We only really got to use him briefly, but he's no longer available for us to use. Black shadows are moving in the moonlight. The rumors were right. The Wardraks are coming. Place Wardraks on spaces 26 and 27. Grab the standees. Here's the Wardraks. Some mean, nasty looking things. And they're going to be placed on spaces 26 and 27, which are out of frame down here in the bottom part. The Wardraks will be on spots 26 and 27. And that's going to be a problem because those spaces move in this direction, which means they're going to leapfrog right over these scrolls and cause a lot of problems because they're going to get to the castle quickly. The fact from past playthroughs that I knew these Wardraks were going to appear is the reason I was so intent on getting those shields to the castle, because they are very difficult to deal with. A Wardrak has 10 strength and 7 willpower points and uses 2 black dice in battle, and that's what I mean. They're difficult to deal with. And then again, identical dice values are added up, which makes them extremely difficult to deal with. If the Wardrak has fewer than 7 willpower points, then it will only use 1 black die, and it's difficult to even hit him for 1 damage to get him down there. They're especially dangerous because they move twice each sunrise, which gets into the castle really fast. For every Wardrak defeated, the hero gets a reward of 6 gold or 6 willpower. I haven't been able to defeat one yet. To prepare for a collective of battle against the powerful creature, calculate your collective strength points and place a star in the game board space with a number matching your collective strength total points. Well, I haven't had a problem adding up my strength total whenever I was trying to fight them, and I've only tried to fight them a few times, and it did not end well either time. So my strategy now, and playthroughs after those few failed attempts, was to make sure I had enough shields available to accept those Wardraks into the castle so I don't have to even bother messing with them. And I just keep track of the Gors and Skrulls out here and worry about taking them out as they approach the castle.